The last thing to do is to figure out when our middle section starts and our end section starts. So looking at my planner, I need to find where I say Lake Iroquois' many neighboring rivers. And if I look for a gap, it's probably going to be there. So I'm just going to click before that a little bit just to make sure. And now I'm going to press the spacebar and play that. Kilometers thick. When the glacier melted, it formed Lake Iroquois and the waterfront of the time. Lake Iroquois' many neighboring rivers. Aha, so it's a different gap over here. So if I click somewhere near here and play that one more time just to make sure. Lake Iroquois' many neighboring rivers. So that's the beginning of my middle section. Where we see the start time on our storyboard planner in part B, let's write down when that start time is. And we can find that down in our selection start. And I'm just going to come a little bit closer to where the action starts, somewhere around there. It's 10.206 seconds, but we only need to be accurate to one decimal place. So I'll ignore the 6 and round up the 0, or round down the 0 to 10.2. I'm going to write that on my storyboard planner. Then find the end section. And my end section is kind of short, so here's another gap. Let me try a little bit before there. And I need to find Lake Iroquois eventually. And other locations. Lake Iroquois eventually. There we go. So somewhere over here. Lake Iroquois eventually. And if I come down, I can see that it's 21.901. I could choose someplace in the middle of the gap, but I'm going to pick a little bit closer to where the sound starts. So 21.99 rounded to one decimal place is going to be 22.0. So I'm going to write that on my storyboard planner. We're going to export this into a format that Flash can understand. So up in the File menu, we're going to choose Export. We definitely want to save on the desktop, so click on Desktop on the left. We see our audio file there. We can keep this as audio as well. It's going to be turned into a WAV file. And we'll click Save. And when this extra window comes up, we'll just click OK. And we're done. So we can actually come up to the Audacity menu and quit Audacity. Save changes. If that comes up, click Yes. So we have everything saved. And here's our audio file right on the desktop waiting for us when we get to Flash. The very last thing to do, though, is figure out the Flash frame number from our timing. So if I go back to my middle section, I wrote 10.2, and then we have a little multiplication there, times 10. Just move your decimal place over to the right one, and you'll come up with the Flash frame number. So in this case, it'll be 102. Do the same thing for your end section. My start time was 22.0. Move the decimal over one spot to the right, and that becomes Flash frame number 220. The Flash frame numbers can't have any decimals in them. They're going to be a whole number. That's why we only wanted one decimal when we did our start times. Once you've done that, push in your chairs and head back up to your table.